finish our syllabus, I'm going to continue our class according to the topic yang I think that we need to revise, and probably we discuss again the topic. Okay, so that is the purpose when yesterday I asked you to fill up the form, and yesterday also I asked you guys to answer the question in the handbook. So from the what you call it, yesterday activity, I can have some ideas to what extent you prepare yourself for this course ataupun for the chemistry ni lah. So just to share the outcomes from the what you call it, survey yesterday. So not majority lah, 53% of you spend around 2 to 5 hours per week. I don't know this is true or not, but 53.6% of you, including kelas 20E jugalah. So diorang study dalam 2 ke 5 jam. So this is very subjective kan. 2.5 pun dah dikira dalam kategori ni. So that is your allocation for the chemistry revision. So 7.1%, none at all. Tak ada orang yang dia tak study chemistry langsung that week. Okay, so this is quite interesting sebab later on saya akan analyse to see that yang mana lagi perform untuk test. Adakah yang study less than 2 hours ataupun 2 to 5 hours per week, ataupun tak study langsung yang perform test. Nanti saya akan tengok lah based on your result. And answering the question in handbook, so 50% of you partially answered. Maksudnya dalam handbook tu, so separuh je yang korang answered. Kebanyakannya lepas 25% partially answered, and all answered ada seorang je. So siapakah dia? Tak pasti siapa dia tu, nanti kita check. Okay, and then this is quite interesting, learning preference for chemistry. So group discussion around 46.4%. So agak banyak lah. So this is very positive outcome sebenarnya. So if you notice, dia ada 4 option. So if katakanlah let's say you prefer the last one, teacher assist 1-to-1 tu, so bermaksudnya it's not a good sign dekat this level lah. So sepatutnya untuk this level, current level ni korang kena either self study ataupun group discussion ataupun maybe peer tutoring 1-to-1 ke, that one's much better. Right, and then sequences to suit with you in order to understand chemistry. Majority of you prefer to explain the topic and then practice with the question and then discuss the question. Okay, right. Target for the chemistry. None of you target 5, okay? InsyaAllah boleh dapat kot. Kita buat sama. Right, so without further ado, I want to bagi markah untuk test paper, test itu hari kan, estimate dengan measuring data processing tu. Tapi I change my mind sebab saya rasa mungkin tak sempat untuk cover semua. So saya just cover yang mana I think this one kena cover kot sebab tak ramai yang score this paper, this topic lah especially. Okay. Ini adalah topik test yang itu hari yang saya minta korang hantar balik semula tu, because of when I download through WhatsApp dekat handphone, bila saya nak buka balik dia tak ada, dia corrupt kan. Okay, kita go through one by one question sebab Ini nanti maybe after this saya akan bagi korang punya markah lah. So, korang try refer. Okay, look at the first question. Technique involve breaking covalent bond when carried out an organic compound. Anyone volunteer? Ada 19 orang dalam kelas ni. So this is a time, this is a moment for you uh, to throw your idea, to throw your thought, whatever that you want to throw sahaja kan. Betul salah is second thing. So,
Sir, is it mass spec, sir?
which technique involve breaking? Okay, good. Mass spectrometry, okay. So that is the answer, mass spectrometry ataupun mass spectrometer. It doesn't matter lah, mana sahaja people refer to. But this, like I said, in this topic ataupun when you want to learn chemistry, you have to put yourself, okay, you have to change your mind. Don't think that chemistry is all about atom. No, atom tu macam kita juga kan, ada perasaan dia, ada dia punya kehendak dia. Just like us, they behave because they are matter kan. So like your guide, if you go to the kelas contohnya, adakah korang buat bising? Ataupun kalau korang pergi ke masjid contohnya kan. So if you go to the masjid and then tiba korang berdiri and then korang gelak-gelak macam pergi dekat kelab malam contohnya. Mana mungkin kan, because our self is influenced from the environment. Same goes to the molecule. So if you go to benda-benda yang merosakkan kita macam kelab malam contohnya kan. Clubbing, you go to the clubbing. Adakah orang pergi clubbing tu je duduk fokus, khusyuk macam dekat masjid ke? Tak ada kan. Mereka akan drunken and then buat benda-benda yang merosakkan diri dan tegah agama. So it's just like matter. So if you put matter with the infrared, so they behave like macam infrared. So if you give the matter with the infrared ni, dia akan, apa proses dia? Dia akan vibrate. Okay, good. They will vibrate. If you go and then this level occurs dekat mana? Chemical bond. Nuclear magnetic resonance. They will spin because we give them radio wavelength and then we give them magnetic field. Siapa yang respond to it? Punya nucleus. So, X-ray crystallography. Apa yang akan respond kat dia? The electron. How? Dia akan excited ataupun ionized because you give them with the X-ray. Mass spec. Mass spec target apa? Dia target pada chemical bond. So here what you can say that chemical bond tu, either you can make them vibrate or you can make them cut into several fragments. So this mass spec. So how to learn effectively in chemistry ataupun any subject when you have this kind of question, bila korang discuss dalam group korang nanti kan, bila you make your study group, don't look at one angle of the question sahaja. So macam list question je cakap kat korang what is the technique involve bond breaking, so korang pun akan cakap okay, the answer is mass spec. Okay, next we move to the next question. Actually it's best if you dig what kind of question that can be asked in this kind of pattern lah. So macam saya buat ni lah, so you can maybe the group leader tu akan start to panggil narrow down the point tu kan. So infrared, how the molecule will respond, so on and so on. So that is how we indirectly we covered many aspects lah. Okay. So next question, how many H environment will the following compound have in its NMR spectrum tu?
Is it 3?
Okay, good try. Siapa nama tu?
Dina, sir.
Siapa?
Dina.
Oh, Cik Wan. Okay, Cik Wan Dina. So, he gave the answer as 3. Okay. In the group discussion, kalau korang nak group discussion, by looking at this alone, orang mungkin akan terdeceive ataupun tertipu. Okay, this is 1, and then this is 2, and then this is 3. So, jawapan dia 3. So, korang pun akan rasa macam, yes, the answer is 3. But, if you try the other way around, like expand the what you call it, the apa ni, structure kan, instead of dalam bentuk condense, korang pun buat CH3, CH3, CH2, CH3, and then H. Dekat sini korang akan nampak what is the wrong, what's wrong with the answer uh, for this question. So, environment is all about hydrogen attached to the same carbon. If the carbon different, then it will produce different environment. You live in Banting. The environment is not the same when you live in KL. So if you live in hutan contohnya, the environment is not the same. Seperti contohnya if you go camping ke kan, so line very terrible. Ada tapi dekat bandar kita ada 5G, 4G and so on. This hydrogen pun sama juga. But they will experience a different environment because of the way they attach to the carbon. So if you study chemistry in more deeper, so this carbon akan experience banyaklah faktor kan, induce positive semua tu. So itu yang create environment for the hydrogen. So this hydrogen and this hydrogen attached to this carbon 1 and carbon 2, and both of them attached to the same carbon. So this environment is sama. So this is number 1. How about this environment? This hydrogen attached to the carbon and the carbon attached to carbon and carbon. So this is second environment. This environment attached to carbon, but this carbon only got one chemical bond yang attached to carbon. This carbon got 1 and 2 covalent bond yang attached to the carbon. So this is the third environment. And this one, the last one, attached to this carbon. So ada 4. So jawapan dia actually adalah B. Okay. That is how kita tackle the question. So in the group discussion buat macam ni. Ataupun peer tutoring ke, kalau self study ke, cakap seorang-seorang buat macam ni pun boleh juga. Who cares kan? Right, yang penting korang faham. Okay, next. Number 3. Volunteer please. Fakhrul Hakim. Ada ke Fakhrul Hakim?
Ada je.
Nampak background dekat Masjid Nabawi tu. Okay, Fakhrul Hakim. Can you tell me which statement is inconsistent with this data? What is the answer? Macam biasa kalau awak rasa tak mampu untuk memberi jawapan, and then you can call any name.
Dia tembak lah je.
Oh, okay, tak apa. There are so many way to live. Kalau awak nak tembak, awak tembak lah.
Saya tembak
Dah
C.
tahu. Awak tembak C. Okay, let's see whether your tembakan tu accurate ke tak. So, ni jawapan Fakhrul Hakim. So, Fakhrul Hakim berada di Madinah tu kan. Okay, and then kita panggil siapa lagi? Ada sesiapa nak bagi idea yang bahawa jawapan dia betul ataupun salah? I mean betul ataupun berbeza dengan jawapan dia. Okay, kalau tak ada, what do you think the answer? So the answer is C. Betul lah tu. Tembak. Dia tembak ni tembak 4 lah kot kan. So if you don't have any problem, I proceed with the next question. Yang mana nak buat soalan ni? So basically the idea is awak doodle saja dekat atas kertas tu. Then kalau MZ61, so awak, let's say you have electron gun, so you cut dekat tengah ni ke, cut dekat sini ke. So you have this fragment CH3 15, NO berapa? 14 plus 16, NO is 30. And then this is 16. So kalau you got 46, meaning that the fragment of NO2 plus is formed. So dia kata which statement is inconsistent with the data. Dia kata kat sini NO2 plus is not formed as a fragment. So salah lah because kita ada 46. Right? So combine these two fragment. NO fragment, NO plus is a fragment ion. Okay, 30 ada. CN bond cleavage occurs. Yes, occurs because you got 30 ni. Dia break dekat sini. So you have CH3 plus and also NO2 positive. The parent ion is observed. Yes. So straightforward. Alright, next. The mass spectrum of its ester is not expected to show a major ion peak at which MZ ratio. Mana? Apa yang awak rasa is not expected to show? Lagi sekali saya terangkan kalau dalam exam korang start and then korang just look at this formula, you won't get any idea how to express it. So just expand ni tips untuk mengelakkan korang blur dalam exam. So you just expand macam ni je. It's not expected to show a major ion. Mesti korang akan cakap major, apa benda ni? Saya cakap apa major apa semua kan. Maksud yang lain ni adalah it's not show in the ion peak. Yang ada line-line tu. So dia tak jumpa what is not expected. So can you get a parent ion? Yes, because ni 15, this one 16, 8, this is 16, this is 2, 14, this is 16. So you total up semua ni, korang akan dapat 88. So parent ion expected adalah B, 32. Bermaksud fragmentation dia adalah 32. So you can combine. So 15 plus 28. Boleh dapat tak 32? Tak akan. So you will get 43. So fragment ni tak dapat. Fragment 16 plus ni pun tak dapat. Because if these two fragment you will get T. So CH2, CH3 is 29. So 32 tak dapat. Kalau nak dapat pun you must have like a carbon 13 and then oxygen 17 contohnya, dan barulah dapat. So you must have a compound yang ada isotope sampai 2. So it's not expected sebenarnya. So jawapan dia adalah 29 expected, yes, because you can get this fragment 15 plus 14. 15 expected sangatlah. Faham?
Faham, sir. Faham, sir.
Sangat-sangat senang kan? Okay. Do you know what does it mean by IHD, index of hydrogen deficiency? Can someone tell me IHD is used for what?
It's the number of hydrogen atom needed to change the compound into a saturated compound, yes, sir.
Okay, well done. Thank you, Arif. Okay, so IH3 is about how many hydrogen that you need to add to unsaturated. So dia akan jadi saturated. And how many hydrogen molecule that we need to add so that the cyclic become non-cyclic. Give you one example. Ubah bentuk ni. Can you tell me the name of this?
Cyclopropene.
Cyclo?
Cyclopropene, yes, sir.
Okay, good try. Cyclopropane. Okay, nama dia adalah cyclopropane. So we can write it as a CH2. Biasalah. This is C and then C. Another H2 and a H. So this is a cyclopropane. So how many hydrogen we need to add in this cyclopropane so that dia akan jadi straight chain. So, cara dia adalah dia macam ni kan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how to tackle ataupun secara ada cara formula ataupun cara kita tengok secara kuantitatif lah. So how to make it non-cyclic anymore? We just ambil eraser, padam satu bond. So what happen is this carbon obey octet rule. This carbon and this carbon is not obey octet rule. So they need one hydrogen atom. This one also another hydrogen atom. So now all of them obey the octet rule and become aliphatic ataupun non-cyclic anymore. So IHD for this one adalah 1. Okay. Double check with the formula. Formula of IHD apa dia? Half 2 times carbon plus 2 minus apa?
H.
H. Okay, good. 2 darab carbon. So how many carbon that you have? Plus 2 minus H. Then adalah minus X pun semua panjang divide by 2. Since here kita hanya ada sebagai contoh tadi yang ni kan. So kita hanya carbon and hydrogen saja. So kita stop sampai kat sini. So 2 carbon 2 times carbon ada 1, 2, 3 plus 3 plus 2 minus hydrogen. How much that you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6. Then divide by 2. Is there any nitrogen ke apa ke? Tak ada kan? So kita pun solve je lah macam biasa. 6 plus 2, 8 minus 6 dapat 2, 2 divide by 2, so you get 1. So IHD dia adalah 1. So betul lah, because when you break this one, you only need one hydrogen molecule, so that dia akan jadi C3H8. Okay, so you apply the concept dekat sini and then the jawapan adalah B. You apply to the formula tadi. Okay. Which statement yang betul? Wavelength is directly proportional to energy. Wavelength with number is directly proportional to
Tadi tu contoh.
energy. Wavelength directly proportional to frequency. Ni physics sikit lah kan. Wave number is directly proportional to wavelength. So, why do you think the statement is correct? Senang je ni. Wavelength directly proportional to the energy. So, the longer the wavelength, increase the energy. So, jawapan dia salah lah kan. So, this is not the case because when the longer the wavelength, the energy is low. So, the longer the wavelength tu seperti contohnya radio. Wavelength. Kalau lah radio wavelength tu higher energy, habis lah kita kan. Communication semua tu. Kita punya sel-sel tu akan respond to the wavelength energy. So, kita kena penyakit lah kan. Wave number is directly proportional to the energy. So, wave number ni 1 over wavelength lah kan. So, the wave number directly proportional to the energy. The more wave number that you have, the more energy produced. So, that is correct lah. So, wavelength is directly proportional to the frequency. So, tak. Kalau longer wavelength, frequency akan rendah kan. So, this is not the case. Wave number is directly proportional to the wavelength. So, long. Not. So, wave number is directly wavelength. So, let's say you have wavelength kan. So, kalau if the length is the same tapi the energy is not the same, so ada banyak wave number, if the length is the same, so dia tak sama. So, this is not the case. So, jawapan dia adalah okay, number 7. Number 7 nak panggil siapa lah? Ada 6 minit lagi. Anyone volunteer?
Ayam, sir.
Jawapan dia adalah
A. Correct.
A. A, right. So that is the answer. Do you know how to answer this? Buat macam tadi tips dia. You have to expand or actually you total up semua ni siapa yang dapat 88 and then try to expand. I don't just look at the structure tu, akan dapat kau kena expand. Alright, number 8. Anyone? Jawapan dia adalah
Ayam.
A juga. Okay, no problem. Okay, kalau ada masalah, korang just cakap saya tak faham, then saya akan tunjuk. Okay, which list below give only spin active nuclei? Number 9.
C.
Okay, kenapa C, Azimah?
Sebab dia, kalau dia ada 2, dia akan neutralize. So, dia tak aktif lah.
Okay, so the nuclei tu akan spin, let's say clockwise ataupun anti-clockwise. Okay, so if you have 2 nuclei, so dia akan salah satu. Satu akan ke kiri, satu akan ke kanan. So, dia akan cancel out. So, kita tak panggil sebagai active nuclei. That is why we only prefer isotope dia yang ada extra, macam let's say carbon 13, so dia ada 1 hydrogen ataupun fluorine 19, so akan ada satu odd nuclei. So the odd nuclei tu yang akan jadi aktif. Ni straightforward, ramai yang betul lah jawapan dia. Tapi when it's come to the part B, nampak macam ramai, some of you have difficulties to give the answer correctly. But never mind, because tomorrow kita ada one period kan. So tomorrow we will continue dengan part B. Dan tomorrow juga saya akan bagi korang punya dulu. Okay. So that's all for today. We have 3 more minutes, but I want you to get some
Saya
rest.
satu period je.
Betul? Satu period. Pukul berapa? Pukul ni kan? 9.40. Esok
9:40.
satu period kita cover this part. Right? And esoklah saya bagi korang punya markah. Okay. So have a nice day and get some rest. If you have any problem regarding chemistry, just text me. InsyaAllah kalau saya free saya jawab. Kalau saya tak reply tu sama ada saya driving ataupun handphone saya nak saya main ke. So, okay. Thank you for your attention and your effort setengah hari ni, your sacrification untuk dengar chemistry pukul 12 tengah ni kan. It's not something yang semua orang boleh buat. And wish you all the best. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.